Hi guys, welcome back. This is Erin from Painting Those Piggies, and here is my long-awaited dupes video for the OPI Lisbon collections. I'm just going to go through the swatch sticks that I pulled out of my collection, and I have to give a shout out to my husband because he actually labeled all of these swatch sticks. I'm going to go ahead and just point with a clean makeup brush because I just removed my polish and I've got kind of acetone dry hands. So I'm just going to get right into this because there are quite a few polishes to go through. So we're going to start off with the yellow of the collection. So the Lisbon polish is the one at the top, which is OPI Sun, Sea, and Sand in my pants. As you can see, I do not have any dupes in my collection, and I tried to pull everything that I had that was even close. So as you can see, all the three are much lighter than this. OPI Sun, Sea, and Sand in my pants is much more of a darker yellow. It actually pulls much darker than the other three. OPI Good Grief was from a Halloween collection. My Twin Mimi was from the Hello Kitty collection, and Exotic Birds Do Not Tweet was from the Fiji collection. As you can see, these two are pretty much dupes of each other, but I thought Good Grief was going to be closer, but it's not. This one actually pulls a little bit more orange when you put it next to the yellows, but there were no dupes there. Next up, you can see that OPI's Now Museum, Now You Don't, which is kind of the fall shimmery shade from the collection. I don't have anything that was even close to this. I couldn't pull anything that even resembled it. So I did put this one in here so you guys didn't think I forgot it. So I didn't have anything close. So there's that one on the swatch stick. So here is the blue aqua color from the collection. It is at the top, OPI Closer Than You Might Believe. And I did hint that it was a dupe for China Glaze for Audrey. As you can see in my swatch sticks, I did not top coat them, so they might appear like a satin or a matte finish, but it's just the way they look when they dry on the swatch sticks. In my opinion, they do look like dupes on the swatch sticks, and I am going to go ahead and call them dupes. So if you have one or the other, I don't think you need both unless you really like both. I did go ahead and pick up a full bottle of China Glaze for Audrey because I did finish it in my project polish, and I really do like it. I do think the OPI has a better formula than China Glaze for Audrey, but I like both, so it doesn't really matter which one you pick up. It just depends on if you're a China Glaze fan or an OPI fan, but I do consider these two polishes dupes. So there they are side by side. Okay, next up is the kind of like magenta Fuchsia E Pink cream from the collection. Next up is the Fuchsia Pinky Cream from the collection, which is OPI No Turning Back from Pink Street, which is the one at the top. This one was oddly hard to dupe in my collection, but I will say that I did destash a lot of these kind of berry pinks from my collection, so there could be other colors out there that look like this, but I did get rid of a lot of them. The closest one that I could find was OPI Girls Love Ponies from the Mustang collection, but these are not exact dupes. No Turning Back from Pink Street is a little bit more pink with a little bit of purple in it, and Girls Love Ponies has a little bit more red in it, so I would not consider them exact dupes. This one has more purple in it, whereas this one has more red in it, but I think there are dupes out for this one, but I did destash most of them, so I'm sure you could find a color that is similar to it, but I do not have it. Alright, next up we're going to go to the one that I have a hard time describing, which is kind of like a pinky mocha metallic shade from the collection, which is at the top, and it is called OPI Made It to the Seventh Hill. I really enjoyed this shade, and oddly enough, I thought it was very much similar to OPI Sweet Caramel Sundae from the California Dreamin' collection, which is this third shade down at the bottom. In the bottles, they look very similar, but now that I see the swatch sticks under my lights, I can see that they are not similar. So let's go through these really quick. The one at the top is from the Lisbon collection. To me, under the lights, it looks like a rose gold shade. One most similar to it is OPI Worth a Pretty Penny from the Venice collection. I am a big fan of this polish right here. It is like a rose gold shimmery polish. It has more shimmer in it, whereas 7th Hill is more of a metallic finish. And Sweet Caramel Sundae is from the California Dreamin' collection, which came out in the summer of last year, so it is very much newer than Pretty Penne, and it has more of that metallic finish that is closer to 7th Hill. So Penne has more shimmer in it. These two have a much more similar metallic finish. So this one is the only one that has the shimmer. These other three have that metallic kind of brushstrokey finish. This one I thought would be more similar, which is China Glaze As Good As It Glitz, which was from the most recent holiday collection. Now that I see it compared to the other three, it is much cooler toned and almost has a lavender look to it. These four I thought would be much more similar, but when I put them in direct light, they are much different. When you compare them in the bottles, they are very much more similar, but in direct light, they are very different. So it depends on your kind of level of nail polish need, if you kind of need these colors, but overall I like all of these colors, so it just depends on how much of a nail polish lover you are, but all of these shades are very pretty in my opinion. But okay, next let's compare this kind of deeper cobalt blue from the collection. As always, it is the one at the top. It is called OPI Tile Art to Warm Your Heart. It's kind of like a medium cobalt blue cream. I have compared it to Sally Hansen Pacific Blue, and I'm going to embarrass myself for a moment and say that I have an original bottle of Sally Hansen Pacific Blue, and I have never actually worn it on my nails. So I have also compared it to OPI's My Pal Joey from the Hello Kitty collection, and OPI Super Tropicala Fijiistic from the Fiji collection. Now, looking in the viewfinder, they actually look much more different than they do on the swatch sticks. It is kind of hard to tell them apart on the swatch sticks, but I'm going to go by what you guys can see in the viewfinder. So when I first swatched Tile Art to Warm Your Heart, I thought it would for sure be a dead-on dupe to both Super Tropicala Fijiistic and My Pal Joey. They are not dead-on dupes, but they are so close. So as you can see, Sally Hansen Pacific Blue is a touch brighter, and My Pal Joey is a touch dustier. Super Tropicala Fijiistic is a touch darker, but honestly, they're so close. I'd say this one is the truest blue. These two are slightly more dusty, and this one is brighter. So if you're just looking at them, like even if I were to mix these swatch sticks, I would be able to pick out Pacific Blue. I don't think I'd be able to pick out the other three from one another. I probably could pick this one out, just being like a crazy nail polish person, but these two are dupes of each other in my mind, but they're so close to each other, so I think they're close enough to consider them dupes. I mean, it's very close. It's not a dead-on dupe, but it's very close, so I mean, I can't call it 100%, but it's very similar. So there are the blues from the collection. Okay, next up we're going to go into the palest pink of the collection, which again is at the top. OPI Lisbon Wants More OPI. I really enjoyed this color. It is like the softest blush pink. I could not find anything dupeable in my collection. I pulled Essie Urban Jungle, which is a favorite nude of mine, but it has a slight touch of pink to it. Obviously, it is not a dupe. It pulls more nude, but you can still tell that it has a touch of pink in it. Obviously not close though. And I did pull OPI Let's Be Friends from the Hello Kitty collection, but it is more of a true pink, whereas Lisbon Wants More OPI has a little bit more dustiness to it, so no dupes here. Okay, next up I'm going to go over OPI A Red Fievel City, which is the offering from the Lisbon collection. On me, this pulls as an orangey red. The only one I could find to compare it to was OPI Me, My Selfie, and I, which was from the California Dreamin' collection from summer 2017. This is hard for me. They are so similar. If I had to make any differences between them, I would say Me, My Selfie, and I half a shade lighter. That's it. I mean, in the viewfinder, it's half a shade lighter, so it's not a dead-on dupe, but it's so very similar. So do you need both? No, I like both of them. I would say I like Me, My Selfie, and I slightly better. So there's the there's the similarities on that one. Next up is the other red from the collection. This is the pinkier red, and that one is OPI We Seafood and We Eat It. I really liked the color from this collection. I did compare it to two different pinky reds. The first one is OPI My Chihuahua Bites, which is from the Core collection. The other one is Essie's Eclair My Love. I believe that one was from the Spring 2017 collection. And I do believe that OPI My Chihuahua Bites is a dead-on dupe for We Seafood and We Eat It. I cannot discern any difference between these two. I think that Essie Eclair My Love has a little bit more coolness to it, maybe like one shade cooler, so I don't think it's a dead-on dupe. It is so very close though, but I do believe these two OPIs to be dupes to one another. I cannot tell the difference between them enough that I got rid of this one because I have this one now, so I can't tell the difference between these two. So I do believe that these two are dupes of one another. So that is the pinky red from the collection. Okay, next up is the white offering in the collection. This is OPI Susie Chases Portuguese, and when you put these all together, you can definitely tell the undertones, especially against the white desk background. So Susie Chases Portuguese has a touch of pink to it. OPI It's in the Cloud was from a Soft Shades collection. It has a touch of beige to it. OPI My Boyfriend Scales Walls has like one drop of gray in it, and OPI I Cannoli where OPI looks gray when you compare them, so no dupes here. Alright, next up is the Salmon E Pink of the collection. So it's at the top, it is OPI's You've Got Nata on Me, and I did compare it to three other OPIs I thought were in that kind of warm pink category. First off is OPI I'll Have a Gin and Tectonic from the most recent Iceland collection. Next is OPI Excuse Me Big Sur from the California Dreamin' collection, and finally we have OPI A Great Opportunity from the Venice collection. As you can see, none of these are dead-on dupes. Gin and Tectonic has quite a bit of dustiness to it, almost like a beigey undertone to it. Excuse Me Big Sur almost has a mauve-y tone to it when you compare it to the other ones. Opportunity has definitely like a peachy tone to it, so I don't have anything that looks as pink as Nata on Me. And then the last one up from the collection is actually OPI's Tag Us In That Selfie, and I did throw in OPI's You've Got Nata on Me, which is the last one I showed you. I wanted to compare it to Essie Excuse Me Sir. That's actually the closest one I could find, and I did pull it in for this other one, but that's actually the closest pink I could find to it, so it kind of goes in comparison with the other ones, so I did want to throw that in there. But Tag Us In That Selfie is the cooler toned pink of the collection, so I wanted to compare it to Excuse Me Sir, which is definitely warmer of a pink, and OPI What's the Double Scoop, which is lighter and a little bit dustier of a pink, so no dupes there as well. So I hope you guys found this helpful, these comparisons. Like I said on my Instagram, I did pick up the 3 Ulta exclusives for the Lisbon collection, and I'm trying to find the 3 Sally's exclusives for the Lisbon collection as well. So I will be doing separate swatch videos and comparison videos for those. I'm going to do the swatches and comparisons in the same video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let me know what you're going to pick up from the collection so I can be nosy. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.